and a
Hi.
truckload of stuff, and look what I'm wearing. All right, hold on, this tractor trailer is gonna let me go. So we are about an hour from home. We picked up our tremendous amount of inventory. It ended up being a lot more than just jewelry. A lot more than just jewelry. Who's in the chat? I see 2 people in the chat. Say hello so I can say hello back. Did it come up on your stream?
Mm-mm.
So that you can read it?
No.
There we go. Who's there? There it is, right there. See it? Right
Oh, there we are.
You click on it, and then you'll be able to see the chat. There it is. See, because I can't read it. It's too far away.
Beachwalker says hello.
Hey, Beachwalker.
And Jemmy's and more.
Hey, Jenny. Yeah, so we left at, well, I didn't sleep last night at all. I got off of YouTube. I got off of Whatnot because I was exhausted, and then ended up not being able to go to sleep all night. I literally had like a 2-hour nap last night. That was it. I had that. Does anybody know that feeling, like when you're like gotta catch a plane in the morning and you're afraid you're gonna oversleep the alarm and you're gonna miss the plane? I don't know, like I had that feeling all night. I kept like resting for a few minutes, and then I'd wake up and look at the clock and rest a few more minutes and wake up, and the whole entire night. So finally got up at 6, had coffee, picked up Elaney, and we hit the road about 7. Drove up to St. Augustine. The man that we ended up buying the stuff from was super, super nice. It was a little bit scary.
A little bit when we first got there. Definitely a little scary and sketchy.
It was very scary, I'm not gonna lie. It was a bit frightening. Apparently he's building a home, and he owns like acres and acres of land, and on this land he has like a very old mobile home, and he's living there while his home is being built. But it was like abandoned cars, like broken down cars, like it was scary.
In a fenced in
chickens
yard with chickens
running around,
and nobody else around,
no other homes. Like we were literally in the woods, It was scary. And then he pulls up in his beautiful fancy car, and it was, we were both very nervous, let's just put it that way, but we had protection, if you know what I mean. Pew 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 pew. It's so funny because when I got out of the truck, I said, hi, extended my hand out and said, pleased to meet you. And he said, and I go, I brought my bodyguard with me. And she comes walking around the truck, and she's literally, like, you can see how tiny she is. She's like 98 pounds, like soaking wet, with marbles in one pocket and rocks in the other pocket. That's how much she weighs. She's so tiny, but she's so strong.
But I'm strong.
She's so strong, guys. She knows I have a bad shoulder, so she's like lifting, tubs and tubs of just jewelry. And so we went through all the jewelry. Unbelievable.
Tubs and tubs.
Unbelievable.
Beachwalker saying, now that's a car full. Oh, yeah.
Like, unbelievable. And then we got to talking, and I felt, Elaney didn't see this part because she was outside loading the truck. I got to talking with him, and I felt really bad. He started crying in front of me. Got all, not like sobbing, but teary-eyed. His brother recently died of a drug overdose. He was in prison for 10 years, and I don't even know how we got on the subject of it, to be honest with you, but We did. We got on the subject of his brother, and his brother got out of prison, and he got a job and was living with him in his other house that he sold because he's building a new house. And he was working, and he was having a relationship problem or something with some girl that he had started redating again after like many years or something. He'd been in prison for 10 years. And he put fentanyl in his heroin. He had been using, I guess, and he thinks that he did it on purpose to commit suicide, and, you know, because he was in so much pain over his life. And he was living with him, and he was in tears because he was telling me that his mother blames him, because the mother said that he wasn't keeping a watchful eye on him. I felt so bad. This grown man was so like distraught and hurt. But anyways, he's so scared of him, to finding out that this man was like the kindest, sweetest, most sincere.
He was a really nice guy.
Oh my gosh. Like, so we bought the, and then he had, oh my God, there's so many state troopers. Look at how many state troopers there's been on this road.
It's that time.
He had so much stuff, you guys, and he was like so grateful that we drove 7 hours to come and buy this hoard of jewelry. That he started throwing things at us, like completely filled the back of the truck. Cabbage Patch dolls, vintage sports jerseys, vintage baseball caps. He was just so grateful that I did not haggle with him at all. Zero. Like I told him from the beginning, I said, I do not like to haggle. If I see something, and if I see that I can make money and you can make money, and I said, all right. I said, it's a done deal. I said, would you throw in this? And he's like, throw that in. He goes, I'll throw this in, and I'll throw this in, and I'll throw that in, and I'll throw this in, and I'll throw that in. And he ended up literally filling the back of the truck. We've got Star Wars, we've got Pokemon cards, we've got vintage oh, you should show them this. See if you can grab this. Wait until you see this. Vintage Cabbage Patch dolls. Like, I've never even seen like that in a package. She's so. He had so
like original rocket case.
It's so cool. It's so cool. He had so much stuff. What else? Tons of Star Wars. Tons of jewelry display, bust and like bracelet holders. And so we basically got gold, silver, and vintage costume, new costume, which the new costume, you know, some of it is like Claire's, and some of it is like Ann Taylor, some of it is J. Crew. Some of the J. Crew stuff is actually nice. We didn't go through every single bag, but we went through a lot of bags. But, you know, and whatnot, I do that $1 jewelry where I give, you know, so that you guys can get discounted shipping. So I'll just use the stuff that I feel like, you know, I don't want to bring to auction as the $1, you know, discounted stuff. And if it's Claire's, we'll probably do like 2 or 3 pieces. I mean, at least, you know, at least my people are like, I always say, I'm giving them a piece of jewelry. Some people just write like a sticker or a thank you note or something. So, yeah, so we did that. And I'm really excited about the jerseys. Baseball cards. Trying to think of what else. Just
Star Wars.
Lots of Star Wars. Just tons of stuff. So, we're riding very, very low right now. The truck is, I'm trying to go slowly. Like, I haven't really gone past like 76, 80. And you know me, you guys, usually I drive really, really fast.
At least 2,000 pounds of jewelry. jewelry back
At
there.
least 2,000 pounds of jewelry, at least, if not more. I actually even called my husband and I'm like, this truck has so many fancy buttons, and it's got the towing capacity button, and it's got like all this fancy stuff in it that I don't use. And I said, I've got thousands of pounds of jewelry in the truck, and I feel like a low rider. The truck is sitting very low right now. I'm like, is there a button or something I'm supposed to push because it's got so much weight in it? And he's like, no, you're fine. And he's like, you got a 2,500 engine, you got the towing capacity for blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right. But you can feel the weight of the truck. It's crazy how it's a lot of stones and a lot of metal jewelry and gold jewelry. Just a lot of, there's going to be a lot of sorting going on. Luckily, a lot of the stuff is in bags. So
yeah, it's not like a mess of.
they were very careful on there's one brooch that we brought here in the front because it's an Italian brooch and I wanted to see it. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. It's set in gold, and she's absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, so that's it, guys. That's what we did today, and I'm not seeing any comments. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say.
We have comments.
Oh,
A lot of hellos. We could use a few of those troopers in Wisconsin. 80 plus is the way to go, just saying. I live in the country. I get nervous when I go downtown.
oh, isn't that funny? The opposite.
Yeah, we went from downtown to the
Country, and we were nervous in the country. And it was really funny because the guy and I were taking the buckets from the house to the truck to the porch, and he was bringing them to the porch, and then I was taking them from the porch and putting them in the back of the truck, and Eleni was in the truck and she was organizing them. And at one point she went to go grab what she thought was a bucket, and it was a chicken. A chicken had jumped up
onto the truck,
and she went to go grab it thinking it was one of the buckets, and she was like, ah! And it was a chicken. The chicken was sitting there. It didn't come with us, did it? I hope it got out.
Yeah, the chicken got out.
The chicken got out. It was so funny.
Gigi Sovereign. Hello, Donatella. I'm new here from Australia.
Oh, welcome.
Hi. I follow Thelma, and that's how I found myself here on your channel.
Oh, how sweet. I love Thelma. I love Thelma.
Oh, wow, Australia. I wonder how the weather is in Australia.
We have, let's see, what does it say? Greetings. Oh, okay. We have Australia, we have South America, we have Canada, we have England, Scotland. We have quite a few people from like around the world that log in and watch, which is really nice. But
Can't wait to see everything.
Me too.
Me too.
Me too. I can't wait to see everything too, because
we were rushing.
You guys buy $125 mystery boxes. I basically bought thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of mystery boxes. Like we just kind of like put our eyes to it. There's lots of stones. I know that. There's jade. There's coral. There's howlite. There's just a lot of gold and silver. Just a lot of gold and silver. I took that. That's part of the collection.
So beautiful.
It's so beautiful. I'm like, you know what? I think this is going to stay with me. I love it. Some of the pieces are, there's one turquoise ring that is just phenomenal. It's so beautiful. And yeah, it's been a whirlwind. It's been a very busy day. It's been awesome. Now we have to make room at the reseller cottage for it, and I've got so much inventory right now. I was just saying to Eleni that we started dibble boxes, but we never finished them. We have like 6 that are almost done, and we need to finish the rest, but we need to make like 15 dibble boxes and just offer them up with a combination of, I know, she looks at me every time I say dibble box.
Yeah, how did the dibble boxes even start? Like, where did it come from?
Courtney Courtney from Bolo Buddies, I was in her chat. I know you guys have heard this story. I was in her chat and someone said, how do I ship a glass vase? And I said, you should double box it. And it came up as a dibble box. And so Courtney was like, what is a dibble box? What is a dibble box? And she somehow loved and like adopted that word and loved it. And she's like, that's what you should call your mystery boxes. You should call them dibble boxes. And that was a long time ago. And so that's how the word dibble box was born, by Courtney saying, you know, you should call your mystery boxes dibble boxes. And it's so funny because Dolores, when Dolores comes over to help, she'll open up a box and she'll be like, what is this? And I'll say, oh, I'm gonna distribute that whole box into the dibble boxes. And she's like, enough with these dibble boxes. She's like, can we just put things in categories? I need to be able to categorize everything. I'm like, no, it's for the dibble boxes. And she's so funny because she's like, but Eleni got a taste of what we do for the dibble boxes. We started throwing some stuff in dibble boxes.
Kimsey, my mom wants a mystery box from you, LOL.
Who?
Kimsey Shop.
Oh, she does. Kim, you're gonna have to let me know. Does she want jewelry or does she want a dibble box? You'll have to let me know which one she wants. So I hopefully will be dropping the video in the next day or so that they're ready. I'm not going to drop the video until they're done. I told Eleni until they're done and ready to be shipped. And if you have cottage cash with me, you can use your cottage cash to order a dibble box. They're going to be $125. If you're watching this, or if you're watching this at a later date and you think you want one, you can leave a comment down below and let me know that you want one, and that will give me a better idea of how many to make also. Because I was just going to make like 15, because I know like right off the top of my head, I have like 4 or 5 people that are waiting for them, for me to finish them. So if you want one, just put a comment down below after this video loads and let me know that you want one, and we'll put them on a list. Okay. Put it on the bulletin board.
Kim, we're gonna get you the jewelry. She wants a jewelry mystery box for her mom.
A jewelry one?
Mm-hmm.
All right, awesome. I think we have.
I'm sure she just heard, but she said, are we doing dibble boxes?
Hi, Laurie. Hi, honey. How are you? Yes, we're working on them. We started them. And we have to finish them because we have to make room for all of this. All of this.
We have to.
We have to. We've got so much stuff at the reseller cottage right now. And Laurie, I don't know. I don't think you've ventured over to Whatnot, but I did a very short show last night because I was very, very stressed out about today, because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to reveal how many thousands of dollars I spent on what's in this truck, but let's just say I spent a very small fortune, and it was very, very scary for me, so I lost sleep over it. But Laurie, I only did a very short Whatnot last night, and I do plan on coming back, but I did acquire a bunch of incredible war ephemera, and I know you love ephemera. I did sell the postcards. I think I sold 31 of them last night. I sold them one at a time because they are that special. They're so beautiful. So I don't know if you've ventured over to Whatnot or not. I don't think you have. I'm sure you have your reasons why, but oh, look at the way this guy's driving. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He's swerving. He's swerving. He's either on the phone or he's drunk.
Jim said, where's it all going? LOL. Should I bring a larger kitchen table?
Jim, when are you coming? Jim, I need you. So Jim, I don't think you've seen what we did at the reseller cottage. We made a designated like jewelry area, and it's messy right now, but the idea is to get it all nice and neat and organized, and all of these pieces kind of like categorized, the pearls with the pearls, the stones with the stones, the silver with the silver, and have it just all beautifully displayed. Yeah, Jim, oh my gosh, Jim, I need you so bad. I wish you would come down. Jim, sushi tonight? Jim? I bribe him. I bribe him with sushi. And he's like, Donna, you don't have to give me sushi to come down. You can feed me tater tots. I'm like, I'm not feeding you tater tots. I'm feeding you sushi. Oh, Jim.
Where are you heading, Donna? Christopher Nutter.
Christopher's from Vermont. Christopher, we're on our way home from St. Augustine's. We went to St. Augustine's early this morning, and I bought the contents of 3 jewelry stores. I never really did get a chance to ask him, but you think they were vintage stores, like in antique malls? I think so.
The jewelry?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. So this is my impression. I never really got a chance to ask the man because, you know, like I was saying to you, he was kind of like upset and was, you know, tearful about the loss of his brother and stuff. But I've got it in my head, and we're keeping in contact with each other, because we did like have a really great like bond relationship. What do you want to call it? I don't know, like a really great. What's the right word? Not relationship, but like I don't know. I think of the word relationship,
Encounter?
and I think it's
Encounter.
an encounter. No, rapport. I don't know. What's a good word for like when you're doing a business dealing?
It was a good connection. It was a good connection.
Yeah, he's very well connected.
Connection. Penny Smith says connection.
Yeah,
That's right, Penny.
He's very well connected in the
Rapport.
in the town, and he's has his auctioneer's license, and he is starting to maybe dabble in that business a little bit, and he gets invited to go preview estates. And you know, he said to me, he says, I come across jewelry a lot, and so he says, you know, you let me know what you're looking for, and when I preview, he said, I'll you know, shoot you pictures, and he said, you don't have to run it up here, I can always mail it to you and buy it for you, which is great if you could do that. So
Beachwalker needs an answer. She had to take a call. She wonders how to get a mystery box.
just leave a comment after this video loads in the comment section if you want a mystery box, a dibble box, a jewelry box, or yeah, either. So the 25. Just leave a comment down below if you want either one of those after it posts. Anyway, so yeah, so like I was saying, so this old woman, she owned 3 jewelry stores, and I'm pretty sure they were like in antique malls, like antique booths, because a lot of her stuff is vintage. A lot of her stuff is really beautiful. I'm going to tell you right out of the gate, anything that's bling bling and beautiful, I'm bringing to auction. I'm going to pluck it because I love bling bling and beautiful. I'm going to bring it to auction. All right, I'll share some of it inside the mystery boxes, but all the bling bling stuff, I get so much pleasure out of showing it. Like, I love sitting and just showing beautiful brooches and beautiful earrings and beautiful necklaces. I love it. It makes me so happy. So I probably will bring a lot of the bling bling. Not everybody likes bling bling. I like to look at it. I don't wear it, but and that will be at Whatnot. And it will be, you know, by single pieces. You know, I was watching this girl last night on Whatnot, and she was from Massachusetts, actually, which is where I'm originally from. Well, not originally, but originally before Florida. And she had this like really awesome, like soothing voice about her. There was no like loud music or, blah, 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 like just. And so what she would do is she had this room in her house, and it was like all set up with like her jewelry, and she had it beautifully displayed on like bust, and like the earrings on earring holders, and the bracelets all on bracelet holders. I mean, it literally looked like a store. Like, it was so beautiful. It looked like a store. And she would pan over her stuff, and then she would ask, she only had like maybe 15 to 18 people in the room, including me. That's all she had. She didn't have a lot of people. And she would take her phone and she would pan over the stuff, and then people in the chat would say, pink Aurora Borealis earrings, and she would take them, the earrings, and she'd bring them over to the table, and she'd show them, and then she'd say, okay, these are going to be $35. Do you want me to run them? And the person would say yes or no, and then she would run them very specifically for that person. And I felt like everybody in the chat like knew each other. Like, I felt like I was visiting. I didn't feel like I did. I felt like I was visiting. I tried to talk a little bit, and say congratulations to the winners, but they weren't. It wasn't being run like an auction. I better get out of this lane. I mean, I'm passing other cars, but there's a bunch of cars behind me, and I hate to go slow. Let's see if they pass me. But it was almost like people were like shopping, very like personal, like they were selecting the items that she had like on display. It was very strange to me. And then she was selling like, I couldn't believe it. She sold a coral necklace, very similar to like the ones I was selling, with like Aurora Borealis. It was one of those collar ones. It was so pretty. Somebody said, I'm interested in that necklace, and she brought it over and she's showing it on the screen, and she said, this is a beautiful vintage piece. It does have a little bit of color loss on it, and I'm going to run this for $80. If you're interested, let me know and I'll run it. The person said yes, and she ran it, and the person bid on it, and then she won it. And I'm like, these people, number one, they're definitely not resellers, because there would be no room left to... Like, she was basically running her whatnot like a retail store. Mm-hmm. Everything that she was selling.
She was selling it.
High prices. Like, I couldn't believe how much she was getting for like one piece of jewelry that I would bring and probably get like $12 for it. I'm not kidding. Like, very similar stuff to what I was selling. She was getting like 50, 60, 70, 80. She had one collar necklace that she wanted $180 for it. The person passed on it. They said, no, thank you. Maybe next month when I have more money. She told her not to run it.
Penny saying, I can't stand when they say, let me know if you want to see something. Just run it. I love the way you run yours.
I was talking to Eleni about it, and she said the same thing to me. She said the same thing. She's like, Donna, I love the way you run yours. You run it no matter what. You just run it. It like took so long.
Yeah.
Because she watched someone else because she brought it to my attention, and I said to her, I watched someone who did the same thing last night. It took so long. Like, she was just like panning along, waiting for someone to say gold bracelet with, silver stars or whatever. And then she would grab it, bring it over to the table, show it up close, show any flaws on it.
Or the ones that are just scanning the whole table back and forth.
And not selling anything.
And then asking 20 times, like, okay, guys, what do you want to see? What do you want me to run? And it's like taking 10 minutes to just...
I just run it.
Find it. I know.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
I don't have patience.
I just run it. And if they pass on it, then I bundle it up and sell it as a lot and get it out the door. I think that some people have almost like separation anxiety over their items. Like it's one or two things. They either have paid up for them and can't run them with a $2 start.
Yeah.
Like, I just upped my price on the jewelry, $5. I don't think that's bad, especially some of those brooches I sold for $5. Are you kidding me? You can't get brooches like that anywhere for $5. So I just upped my price to $5, and then my clothing, I upped the price to $2 on the clothing or other items like the postcards. I did at $2 too. I think that $2 is fair to ask. I mean, I wish, we did the math, like on $1 with all the fees taken out, you're literally making like 27 cents by the time you pay for packaging and tissue and paper and all of that. So I think $2, I mean, if someone can't throw an extra buck in, then I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. But yeah, I run it no matter what. And if I get $2, I'm grateful for it. But maybe these people, they either paid up for the items and they can't run them for $2, or I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, why don't they run their items? Like, there was one show I went to, the woman had like a turntable, and she had the camera set on the turntable, and she was there, and she was like, guys, look in the store. I've got lots of items in the store. If you're interested in buying anything, the store is full of items. And the turntable was just going round and round. She like never showed herself, or yeah. It's, I guess, different strokes for different folks. Look at how much police presence. It is unbelievable. We have seen so many state troopers. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Lots today on the road. Lots.
Oh, we in Port St. Lucie already?
Huh?
Port St. Lucie already?
Yep. Jim, we're coming by to pick you up. That's where Jim lives. Port St. Lucie. So does Camille. So, yeah, I did that last night. I was studying. I wasn't lurking. I was making my presence known, but I was on Whatnot kind of studying how other people run their auctions and seeing if there's a way that I can improve the way I do things. But I kind of came to a conclusion that I like the way I do things. I don't want to do the way some of them do it, where they pan over the stuff. I think that's so boring.
It is boring.
I think it's so boring.
It is boring.
I like to do quick. Let's sell 100 lots in 2.5 hours. No, it takes me about 3.5 hours to sell 100 lots. That's going fast, and that's going by myself. If I could do 100 lots every time, 100 pieces of something going out every time I go live, I would love that. Because I have so much inventory.
So much inventory we gotta get into those dibble boxes.
Into those dibble boxes they go. Into those dibble boxes they go. That's right. Nice. They're going to have a nice mix. They're going to have clothes, shoes, scarves, jewelry, books, vintage items, craft items, maybe records. They're just going to be a nice mix. I have so many rock and roll records that I haven't even had a chance at rock and roll night. I just haven't. I have so many awesome rock and roll records. Tons of them. She knows. How many records do I have?
A lot.
A lot. I have a lot. I have so many records.
About 6 feet high.
Oh my gosh.
Tower.
It's crazy how many records I have.
We gotta do those records.
I gotta sell those records.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so I don't think I'm gonna be going live tonight. I don't know if we're about 45 minutes away. I'm definitely not unloading this. I'm gonna hire a couple of guys, my son and maybe a friend, to unload it tomorrow. Tomorrow is Elaine's birthday, so I'm gonna treat her to get a manicure and a pedicure, and we're gonna have lunch.
And I'm so excited.
Yes, it's gonna be
that with my friend instead
Yes.
of by myself.
Yes, it's gonna be my treat. She so deserves it,
Thank you.
and so we're gonna do
Thank
that.
you, Penny. She said happy birthday.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a nice day tomorrow. I'll do a little bit of organizing in the morning, and then I'll probably go on Whatnot tomorrow night. But don't be surprised if you see a stream from me tonight too, because you know I'm crazy and I might do that. You know I do crazy things all the time. Once I get home and get settled in, have something to eat, I do need to rest. 7 hours of driving was a lot, and then loading, and it was 7 hours of driving, and then it's been a lot of negotiating back and forth. Not the price. I never negotiated the price, but it was a lot of, like, you know, looking at pictures, and because of course I had to look at a lot of, you know, pictures before I took a 7-hour trip to go and pick this stuff up. It's
And lots of back and forth.
and a lot of back and forth.
Oh, everybody's saying happy birthday. Thank you, guys.
I was so grateful that Elaine came with me today. I would have never, I mean, if she didn't come with me, Massimo would have come with me. But there's no way those... Oh, look at me yawning. Those boxes, those bins, some of them weigh probably 75 pounds. Wouldn't you say?
The bins?
Yeah.
You think they were 75 pounds?
60?
A couple of them are real heavy. I know that because I was gonna try and stack them on top.
I couldn't even
stacked
help.
a couple on top, and they were pretty heavy.
I couldn't even help you lift that one to stack on top.
Stack on top. I know.
Couldn't even help her lift it.
Jim said, "What city did you drive to?" St. Augustine. Oh, what?
St. Augustine,
what
Jim.
city? Is there different cities in St. Augustine?
No, St.
It's
Augustine.
just
The
St. Augustine.
Yeah, we were in actually like downtown St. Augustine, but his property where the jewelry store was in St. Augustine, like downtown, like St. Augustine, probably one of those cute little shops that they have on that cute street. I don't know, but the actual jewelry was like in the like outside of St. Augustine, but like in the country. It was a country road.
Country road. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, it's a country road. But yeah, it was in St. Augustine. And it was a lot of work. And bless her heart, she like consolidated stuff. I mean, there was so many boxes. So many boxes. We must have left behind like 15 empty boxes that she was able to consolidate all of the jewelry.
All the resellers are meeting up in St. Augustine this week.
Oh, they are?
Porcelain Princess, aka TG, said.
I don't know anything about it. I'm out of that loop. Yeah, I have no idea. No idea. I feel like my glands are a little bit swollen.
Music 55K says, hey Donna.
Who did?
Music 55KK.
KK. Hi, KK. How are you, honey? All right. Well, you guys, I just wanted to come on, give you an update, let you know what's going on. And like I said, if you're interested in ordering something, just leave a comment down below. And once I heart and like it, you can send the payment to thegive11@yahoo.com. I'll put that information in it when I get back and can get to my laptop. We'll get your orders filled right away and get them right out. Maybe tomorrow. We might just take the day off tomorrow. It's Elaine's birthday.
I think you deserve it.
I do deserve it. I haven't had a day off in a very, very long time.
Yes. I think we need to do that for each other.
Today was
we have
very...
to hold each other accountable to do that.
I know. Today was very stressful. Today was a lot of work. Very, very stressful. Yeah, and in between it all, my daughter dropped her phone in water, and she's trying to get a new phone and calling the insurance company and asking me for PIN numbers, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like so busy right now, and it's not taking the last 4 of my social. It's like, because you're not the account holder, I am. Back and forth with my daughter. I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, that's like all the behind the scenes stuff that he's sending me pictures of something, I don't know what. Dun dun dun. All right, guys, I gotta go look at this email. With that being said, I'm gonna say goodbye, and I'll see you guys later on Whatnot. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.